Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to the Bud to Blossom Project's first podcast, where we're focusing on COVID-19, education, well-being, and moving forward. I am Laura Thomas, founder of Effective to Great Education and sponsor of the Bud to Blossom Project, which will be launching this upcoming school year. However, Effective to Great Education is developing social and emotional tools and technology geared for our most vulnerable and underserved students. So I have invited a dynamic group of phenomenal women to share their expertise, insight, and thoughts on this whole COVID-19 global pandemic, how it's affecting our communities, as well as diving into topics on how COVID is impacting education and also our mental health. So without further ado, I just want to jump right in and introduce these ladies. First up, we have a clinical social worker, Miss Nicole Denny.
Good evening.
We have a special education leader and entrepreneur, Miss Martrice Gandy.
Good evening, everyone.
We have pediatric community health and education clinician, Miss Dr. Tamara Johnson.
Good evening, everyone.
We have school psychologist, Miss Monique Leopold.
Hello, welcome.
We have social justice and mental wellness entrepreneur, Miss Alina Liao.
Hi, everyone.
We have school psychologist, Dr. Danielle Palmer.
Everyone, good evening.
And we have special education teacher, Miss Amara Pinnock.
Good evening, everybody.
Thanks so much, ladies. I'm excited to have you all. This is amazing. Even though we're here due to really difficult times. And I know that because of all of the change and uncertainty that's happening, it's really impacting our daily lives. And I'd like first to just share what new routines have we had to take on, and know that it's going to be really helpful for us going forward to continue utilizing these routines. I can start. For me, self-care has always been something really important. For the past few years, I've really worked on my self-care. However, because of COVID, basically handling my mental, spiritual, and overall physical health, taking care of that daily and thinking about how I'm going to apply that. COVID-19 has enabled me to have time to set aside to really tackle all of those areas daily. And I feel that that's important for me to continue to do, even if I just take 15 minutes in the morning. Now I have I don't have a commute or anything to deal with, so I have a lot of time to be able to add that in, but I have also been able to narrow it down to 15 minutes just to think about how many steps I'm going to make sure I get in today, or think about what I'm going to be eating, and just spending time spiritually and taking care of my mental health by meditating has been very helpful for me.
I think for me, it's been appreciating the outdoors a little bit more. I'm not a true outdoorsy type of girl, but I have spent more time going on walks and, finding different paths in my neighborhood and just really exploring my community a little bit more, because it's been the one safe thing to do. And it's nice to get out and get some fresh air, and just really appreciating being alive and well and able to take a breath and take a walk. Has been something that's really new for me, and something that I plan to continue even once things calm down and the world opens back up, to continue to just kind of enjoy the outside, take these walks, and really try to focus on my physical health as well.
I think for me, one thing that I've had to think about in my self-care is how to do that differently, because usually self-care for me pre-COVID was outside of the house, and didn't involve my children and my lovely husband being around me 24/7. So I think I've had to be really conscious about my own time. And that has just looked like getting in the car and driving and blasting the music, and on really nice days, winding the window down, because that is sacred time for me to just kind of get away and not have to be bothered with a lot of things. I think the other thing is I've been drinking a lot more water because I've had an opportunity to actually focus on how many ounces a day I'm drinking. So that has been a routine that I hope to keep up after the world kind of opens up. Because I've realized that sort of focus I've never had. I've, always have said, I need to drink more water, I need to do better. But with the hustle and bustle of every day, that always kind of falls by the wayside. So that's been a really great venture, is sort of figuring out ounces and then getting in the car and just releasing.
For me, it's really just been slowing down. I'm so used to just going all the time, nonstop. And it has forced me, because I can't do all of the things that I typically do after work. It's kind of forced me to just go home and work, which was something that I didn't realize I actually needed. Because in that slowing down, I've actually been able to sit still, which is extremely difficult for me. And in that sitting still, number one, just meditating and taking deep breaths and like enjoying the silence has been extremely calming and centering for me. But then it's actually given me time to sit and pray, which I really haven't had a lot of time to do before, as sad as that is. And then it's also allowed me to sit down and just be grateful. So I'm not consistent with it every day as much as I would like, but sitting down and really saying, this is what I'm grateful for today. Like, I woke up today. I'm not outside. I can't go to a restaurant right now, although things have opened up here now. But, it's like I can sit down and say, I'm so grateful about what I have about life. And I actually appreciate things more now that there's so many things that I couldn't do. I didn't realize how good things actually were before, I think, COVID, once all of these options got taken away. So that has helped me, and I hope to continue that gratefulness journey as we navigate through COVID and hopefully through the end of it.
Just to kind of piggyback off on what a lot of you are saying, I think Ms. Palmer, you said earlier about getting outside. I've been also walking a lot around my neighborhood. I actually do love to take walks, but this past year has been really stressful between grad school and fellowship I was doing, and then I started a new job, and I've just been really ripping and running, similar to you, Dr. Johnson. And so this time has been really helpful to actually have me slow down. And I even found that, like, I used to use like my dishwasher like all day, every day. I don't wash dishes. I don't like to wash dishes. But like now I'm like actually washing dishes because I'm home. And I find that it's actually been a bit of a meditative process to actually like do something other than sit at my computer all day with and do stuff. And so it's given me another opportunity to kind of get back into doing things for myself that I used to kind of outsource through the dishwasher and other things. But just to really get back to getting centered and really being present in what I'm doing in this moment.
One thing that it's something I've been working on for a while, but really COVID has really pushed me to practice it more as part of my self-care, self-kindness. When the shutdown happened, running a pretty new business, it's like you have these goals and then they seem impossible. And so I've really been trying to work on, being gentle with myself and acknowledging, a lot of things are happening outside of my control, and practicing, not internalizing the things that are happening. And, like even shifting from just taking it day by day and not always being so goal oriented. That's how I was raised. That's how I kind of got to where I am. But I've realized like I don't have the mental energy to kind of be goal driven and just take it, just go down my to-do list, check off the box of tasks I want to do. And then once I do them, just be happy with that, be content with that I could just go through that And so kind of thinking smaller in a way has been really helpful for me. And kind of piggybacking off of the dishwashing, just trying to find small ways to like take that moment to breathe. When they started to, tell us about the importance of hand washing, I use that as like moment to take some deep, slow breaths while I'm washing my hands. And it is helpful to have these little moments for me to just pause and have that stillness.
Yeah, for me, much in common with most of what you guys are saying. I'm able to take a walk in the morning. I was never really able to do that before because I work 2 jobs and I'm a doctoral student and a single mom. So yeah, a lot, right? And so I get to think and breathe on my walks. Because I suffer from allergies, having the mask on is wonderful because I can really enjoy nature now. And then the other thing, I'm able to schedule a nap. And that I feel so refreshed after my nap. I put on my diffuser and smell the lavender. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful.
That is so great. I love it. I think 2 things that I've really enjoyed as like a new routine. I think similar to everyone else, you just used to always be in a rush, and we realized like as a family, we weren't sitting down to like intentionally eat our meals. And so being able to sit down now 3 times a day with my partner and our 2 kids, like is amazing to like have these 3 kind of like checkpoints throughout the day. Also breakfast is always like really stressful because you're like trying to get them out the door. They're twins and they're in kindergarten. And it's like, you got to get you in the car and get you to school and get everything. And other people got to get to the metro. And it's like, no, we're just like having breakfast. And then we're starting with our virtual class. And then we go into the rest of our homeschooling day, and it's been like great to slow down and be intentional about each piece of that. And then we're wrapping up our evenings each day with like a long walk through the neighborhood, and again just that intensive family time and time to like let the kids be kids and run, and us not to have to micromanage that and be on a tight schedule has been like great in terms of just even parental relationships.
Great, thanks so much for sharing.